have ourselves a 9 to 5 day today. Okay, so the goal for today is to work from 9 to 5. I want to be ready and sitting at my desk at 9, and we'll see if I can go all the way until 5. That might be a bit hard with the type of like deep work and like intense focus that I have to do today on writing, but I'm so done with this chapter. I just need to have it done. So if that means a couple long days, that's fine with me. Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm a PhD student in English at Indiana University, and I make a lot of vlogs about what it's like to be a PhD student. My dissertation actually revolves around vlogs, so I talk a lot about vlogs, but also embodiment and multimodal composition and teaching and just navigating grad school and everything in that realm. So come along with me today, as I mentioned, for a 9 to 5. It is 8:58. I am in my office about to hop on my Zoom call that starts at 9 for my dissertation writing group that I lead with the Writing Center. So this was another way of forcing me to sit down and be ready by 9. So let's start that call. I just spent way too long trying to pair this Bluetooth mouse. It just wasn't popping up on Bluetooth, and I don't know what the issue is, but I just kept trying and eventually it worked. Because I've had an external keyboard for a while and I really like the keyboard, and like obviously if you have a keyboard you need another mouse. Anyway, it's now 9:18. I checked in with the group and I am going to start with some like easy tasks, I guess like what people would call admin tasks. I just gotta respond to some emails, and then I will look at the game plan that I set for myself last night. Okay, so what I'm working on is my dissertation, obviously. I am really trying to finish up this chapter. I had a meeting with my advisor yesterday. He told me I am on the right track. That was like the push that I needed to know, okay, just keep doing what I'm doing and I can finish it all up. But I know it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be like a lot of deep thinking. So it's gonna be a multiple cup of coffee kind of day. Then the other thing that I am working on that I want to do a little bit each day is a publication. So the journal Composition Studies has a section for course designs where you talk about a successful course that you've taught, your theoretical rationale behind it, you cite a bunch of people, you include the syllabus, and it's like 5,000 words. So I want to make some progress towards that each day too, even if it's just like working on it for an hour and like finding some sources or something. So I think I need to start with the disc today because that has got to be the priority. I need to wake my brain up a little bit though. I'm still feeling a little sleepy. Okay, little check-in. It is 10:45 and I wrote 895 words, but that is the goal for today. It's just like clunky, ugly free write. I just needed like the approval of my advisor to send him like ugly writing, and then he said that together we can go in and add the nuance. So I just got to get all these ideas out. And the section that I'm working on is like a reflection. So it feels like free writing makes sense. It's like a start to this. And I'm just realizing and reminded of how much like writing is thinking, and like by the act of writing, we're realizing new ideas. And so I'm reflecting on these vlogs from Brooke Michio, and reflecting specifically on one vlog which she chose to like go back and delete. And makes me think about one of my own videos that I have now gone back and deleted. And it's also just making me think a lot about like the phenomenon of embodied hyper-awareness, which is what I talk about, and its connections to like temporality and time and like temporal distance. So in the original vlog that she posted but then went back and deleted was filmed during Vlogmas. And I know during Vlogmas, you, in a way, are like forced to film a lot of content each day because you only have one day's worth of content, and we still want to produce like at least a 15-minute video. And because you produce the video or you publish it the very next day after you filmed it, you don't have a lot of like time to sit and like think like, is that something I actually wanted to put on the internet? So in a way, the lack of like time and temporal distance caused like a lack of embodied hyper-awareness. And then the opposite is true. Like with the more time that you have to think through something, you become like more aware of it in a way. So in that video that I went back and removed or just like set to private, not that it's going to be there forever, but it's going to be there for now. I published it in 2021, and I was like, yeah, I don't want this on my channel anymore. It was me having a mental breakdown. And I was like, you know, we'll keep this just for me for now. I have had obviously a lot of time, so just watching that clip back now, I'm like, yeah, that's weird. I feel like I don't even know who she is anymore. And it made me like more hyper aware of myself in a way. And I feel like this is already getting into the next chapter, which is where I want to theorize like why embodied hyper awareness is happening. So this chapter is explaining like that it is happening, and we can see that evidenced in the ways that people navigate what they disclose and what they censor on YouTube. In the next chapter, I want to like say like, okay, but what is it that's causing people to be so aware of ourselves? And I want to like dive into Steph Saras's ideas of defamiliarization and embodiment. And Bess Fox also talks about that a little bit, and just like the senses and stuff. So I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if this will actually make it into the final version of this chapter, but it was interesting to think about. And I think that this is on the right track. And I will at least include it in the version of this chapter that I sent to my advisor next. Okay, coming downstairs to make a second cup of coffee. Gonna do just an espresso shot over like ice and milk and creamer, and I also need to soak some cashews for tonight's dinner, which is gonna be like a roasted red pepper pasta, but you make it like creamy with cashews, and I guess that adds like the protein too. A little after 12, have a candle lit. I'm gonna read this book for a little bit, drink the rest of my coffee. I did my checkout of my disc group, so I've earned a bit of a break. Read for like 45 minutes. I am almost done with the book, but I know if I keep reading, I'm gonna be like, let's just finish it. It's like a thriller, obviously, if you can tell from the cover. And the big twist just got revealed. I saw it coming though, and I don't think it was obvious, so I feel kind of like smart for that. I am going to go to a coffee shop for the second stint of work today. I'm trying to decide if I want to go to Crumble or if I want to go to Morgenstern's. I think I'm gonna go to Crumble, but I also kind of want to change my outfit. Just do a bit of a refresh. I also don't know if I want to keep working on the dissertation or if I want to shift gears and work on that publication. I think I should work on the publication because I feel like if I keep working on the desk, I'm going to feel burnt out and not want to work on it tomorrow. Okay, changed into just this like thin long sleeve because I think I'm going to go to Crumble and it's typically like cooler in there. I might even bring a sweater as well because I'm wearing shorts. These are some boxer shorts that I just got from Aritzia. They were pricey, but they're very cute and I love like the color. They're comfy then just my Adidas. And I'm also packing a little snack. I prepped some like snack boxes just with cut up fruit and these little cheeses. And these are sort of like everything but the bagel seasoning crackers. And I'll throw a fork in there. And that way I can save a little money at the coffee shop. Okay, it is 3:30 now. I really wanted to like vlog in the coffee shop, like actually get out my camera and record myself writing, but it was packed and I got really shy, so I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Even though I don't know, like it's not embarrassing, I'm not embarrassed of it, I just would feel like self-conscious, like people were looking at me and I wouldn't actually be able to write. Anyway, I made good progress. I worked pretty exclusively on the course design publication. I worked for like 10 or 15 minutes just finishing up some thoughts on the disc from like what I was working on earlier today. And I spent about half of that time with the course design publication trying to find some specific sources that talk about using a studio model for teaching digital literacy. Because this is something I talked with my advisor about a little bit yesterday, and I was like, is that like your trademark? Or can I find some sources for that? And he was like, no, I didn't make that up, and he gave me some people to look into. He also told me I might want to look into like art theory too, because basically the way that I teach digital literacy is the way my advisor, who's also like my mentor faculty member, teaches it, which is where you sort of just like set students loose to explore the new digital tool, but you're there as an on-demand resource, and we call them studio days. So that makes sense that like comes from art. But I didn't find as great of sources as I was hoping. So I'm still like, about that. And then I actually started doing the writing. Writing just like felt hard. It felt really high stakes for this. I think especially because I was going from like the free writing for the disc earlier to like this like, oh my god, I'm submitting this for publication type writing. So it took me like 45 minutes to write a paragraph, which was just like a course description, which I'm probably gonna come back and rewrite after I write the rest of the article. Anyway, I am not going to make it to 5 today. I did think that I would. It's 3:30, as I mentioned, so I thought that I might go home and like read this one book about how to navigate the job market in rec comp and like what to expect as like an early professor in rec comp, because that felt like something that is like related to school. That's something like I could technically still be doing if I was like working a 9 to 5 and this was like my job. But to be quite frank, I just can't. I don't have it in me. I want to do work tomorrow and I feel like that would just make me like burnt out. And I really just want to read my book for fun. I want to find out how it ends. I want to find out who stabbed this girl. So let's go home and do that. Change clothes once more because I just feel really cold. Crumple's so cold. I don't know why I thought about wearing shorts. So I need to just like warm up a little bit. And I didn't want to be in bed in my outside clothes. Just finished the book. Eating some like gummy candy, especially sour gummies, and reading in bed is like an elite combo. I rated it 4 stars. I always put my books on Goodreads, like literally as soon as I finish. I'm just like, gotta get on Goodreads. And on Instagram, I don't leave like full reviews on Goodreads unless like the book really spoke to me. But this was just like a nice, solid thriller. I don't know what would have made it 5 stars. It just wasn't 5 stars, but it was good. Got really twisty, turny at the end, and I didn't know what was coming. There was a part where I was literally like, even though I guessed like one of the big plot reveals. I'd recommend it if you are into stuff like this. This was also her debut adult thriller, which it always surprises me when I read like an author's debut book. I mean, she had written like young adult stuff, and it's like more than 3 stars. So shout out to Kate Alice Marshall. If she comes out with another book, I'll read it. I don't think you can see from this angle, but Pirelli is so dirty. We let her outside sometimes, only supervised, and she was literally rolling around in like a patch of like clay dirt. So she's giving herself a little bath. Just about 6 o'clock now, and I'm going to get started on making some dinner. I think that it should be pretty easy, but it's a new recipe, and I pretty much just have to like cut 3 red peppers into quarters, bake them, put some stuff in a blender. Okay, here's dinner. I've never had a cashew cream pasta, I don't think. Maybe I've tried a bite of like cashew cream Alfredo, but it's pretty good. I don't know if it's gonna change my life, but it's pretty good. I changed clothes for like the 4th time today because Megan and I are gonna go on a little after dinner walk. It's 8:30, but the sun doesn't set until like 9:30 here. And I'm feeling sluggish, so I feel like this walk will be good for me.
We're bored, vlog! Oh, that was really bratty.
I love that I'm recording right now.
Well, vlog. Pirelli hissed at me because she had to come inside. Oh, that was really bratty. How does it go?
You don't know it, right?
Okay.
I should put a little edit of Pirelli with like the green. Pirelli is brat.
Wait, please.
Okay, it is a little after 10 o'clock. I am gonna get in bed for the night. I don't know what to do before bed because typically I just read my book, but I finished and I have a lot of different books I can start next. I'm a little bit like overwhelmed by my choices. I have these two, which I got at Goodwill, but both were sort of like on my radar. My sister said this one was really good and I've just heard like obviously really good things about this one. Or I have this one from the library, which I should probably start because like the other ones I own, but this one is like, I have like a limit on it. I guess I could probably just redo it. But I don't know if I really feel like, I feel like I should read this one, but I don't think I feel like starting it tonight because I think it's like kind of heavy. So honestly, I might just watch some vlogs before bed. Okay, bed is turned down. I guess is the language I would use for that. About to turn off the big light and watch some videos. It's gonna feel like the olden days. I used to watch vlogs before bed before I transitioned to reading before bed like 2 or 3 years ago. Anyway, that is all that I have for today's attempted 9 to 5, and what I realized is that's really hard to do when you're doing the work that I was doing today, and maybe it's just really hard to do in general. I do not envy people who work 9 to 5 hours. I love my free time. But again, thank you so much for watching. I think I'm actually going to start another vlog tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in that one. Bye.